Okay, hello, how are we doing today? It's been quite a while since I've uploaded anything. Not because I haven't wanted to, it's just because I've been in my traveling stage of the year, and I do that for about 3 months out of the year. It's pretty intense, but after those 3 months are over, I pretty much have a pretty quiet year, and I can play whatever I want. And so, what do I got set up for you here? Well, I don't really have it set up for play, but we're looking at Time Tripper. This is a game that I think that I wish more people enjoyed this game, because this here is an enjoyable game. It's a game, as you can tell, it's very, very, very plain, very bland. But that's because most of the action's taking place in your mind, not in the gameplay, not on the game board. The graphics doesn't really matter. The counters are very plain, as you'll see here in a minute. But it's kind of that mismatch rather, of a RPG slash war game. It was put out, I think, in 1980 by SPI, by the great Jim Dunnigan, was the designer, and the graphic design was by Redmond Simonson. So that's a team that's hard to beat. But what this represents, you're a Vietnam soldier. It's 1971. Your three great things you love is electronics, history, and hallucinogenic drugs. So, while one evening on watch, you've taken some of your hallucinogenics, and you have you're with your radio. And your radio, you don't really know how far you can get out because you've modified the radio. And you key the radio, and a portal appears, a rip in time, if you will, and you follow that through. And when you do, you find yourself in these past battles, and all you're trying to do is get back to your time. Very innovative design. Here, you just have all you're going to do. This is your board, your tripper in time, where you're going. And it's just, when you start the game, you're going to roll a die a couple of times. The first roll, that's a 3. So we're going to go this way. Second row is a 1. So that's where we've landed. We've landed on 33. So what battle have we arrived at? You look in your book, and you go to 33 in past battles, because there are future battles you can go to as well, which we'll get into in a moment. Guam, 1945. That's where you're going. And you're going to set up. It's going to tell you how to set up your soldiers. There's Japanese bonsai troops with rifle. They're going to give you the statistics you're going to need to write down on a piece of paper and know what to hit with, what not, Two types of soldiers. Melee soldiers, basically for your ancients in a lot of places, Roman soldiers and so on. Matter of fact, I think it's a Roman depicted. And a ranged soldier. Very simple. Some of them will be on horses. If you see that, horses you will play with horses. There will be mortar fire in some of the scenarios. So there's some of your mortar fire. The mortar fighter mortar fire is deadly to you, very deadly to you. And you'll even go back and maybe run into a Tyrannosaurus Rex or a saber-toothed tiger in the far past. And the more you come through, the more you get through, you keep getting through your time, controlling your portal with your radio, which you're going to take along. It's going to be part of your weight. You're going to get to pick what you carry, but it's all going to be added to weight. And it's going to affect how much you carry is going to affect your movement points, how much you can move. The less you carry, the quicker you may move. And the more you carry, obviously, the slower you're going to move. You can dump equipment if you have to, but you need your radio. You need to get through time. And the more times you jump the flux, as it's called, there's the flux, there's the flux you're getting through time, man. You can control it better, and you can try to get back to your time. You also may go in the future battles. Hell's Angels 1980, I think, is one of them. It's just really a fun game, an innovative game, and a game I wish more people would get into. I mean, you got Megiddo, you got Siege of Troy, you got, and the idea of it is you're not in the middle of it. You're on the outskirts of the battle, so you're not going to run into, if you're in a Siege of Troy, you're not going to run into the Mycenaeans and the Troy Hittites. You're going to only run into one of them. And they're going to wonder who you are. And they're pretty much going to be hostile to you. There are cases where the British in World War II are not going to be hostile right away. They're just going to be they're not going to fire unless fired upon. But you're just trying to get through. Get back to your own time. And in the future battles, you're going to be visited by the time cops, who are time travelers who understand what you're doing and understand you're not supposed to be traveling through time. And they're going to try to subdue you. Not kill you, but subdue you. And the future battles can be deadly as well. There's even a couple of fantasy battles: the Dragon's Lair, the Dragon's Cave, Vampire's Lair. So, this is my third copy of the game because I've played 2 to tatters. It can be kind of expensive, but if you keep on a lookout and you look smart, you can find it for a good price, a used copy for a good price, and it's worth it. There's also updated map encounters on BGG that you can download and print, self-print. There's also future battles. The game, when I first encountered it years ago, was a revelation to me because I was only into historicals at that time. Loved the historicals. And that's why I got this game, for the past battles. Come to find out, as I played it, the future battles became as fun as anything. So I started to like the idea of future warfare in board game mode. While I say it's a game that's a mismatch of RPG and a war game, is because you're playing one soldier. You're playing one guy. Solitaire. I've played it solitaire. It also has cooperative rules, which are excellent. They're better than the solitaire rules, because when you drop through the time, you drop your radio in that way, and one of y'all have to get the radio to get back through time. If you're just playing solitaire, you keep hold on your radio, but that's neither here nor there. Both of them are good. They're even, but getting back to the RPG thing, you're playing one soldier, and you're carrying your weapons, and combat's simple. Line of sight. You basically have line of sight on everybody. They are going to have to try to detect you at times, but you're going to have line of sight on everybody. And you're going to be able to fire you're going to be able to run out. You better take ammunition when you pick. You can pick what you want to take. Claymore mine, Claymore if you want to, pistol, M16 you're going to have, of course, but you better take the ammo. You can use rapid fire, burst, or single. So you can have full auto, burst, or single fire weapon. Each time you fire it, it's obviously you're going to spray more if you're using fully auto. And burst, you're going to have a higher chance of hit, but you're also going to have a higher chance. Each time you fire, you're going to have to go through to see if you're out of ammo or not. And if you're in auto, more than likely you're going to have to change the magazine. If you're in single, more than likely you won't have to change it for a bit. You can get the weapons of the other people if you kill them. The weapon stays there. You can take it from them. What I like about the game, it all takes place in your head. It gives you a good feel of different battles throughout one playthrough. You'll go through if you're lucky, 9 or 10 battles before you get killed or before you get back. You should go through about at least 6 if you don't get killed. You're not going to be able to kill everything on the map every time. Sometimes you will. You know, you find in the Stone Age and Neanderthal hunts, you'll be able to take those out pretty easy. You get into World War II with or Civil War, you show up at Shiloh and you have some Union troops, which can be pretty deadly. Although they don't have repeaters, so they get one shot and then they go to melee. Good game. A lot of people have a misconception that this is my favorite game because I've played it so much. A lot of people that have seen me play it or I've encouraged people to play with it have said, oh, you like this better than any other game, right? I've played it hundreds of times. It's one of my most played games. Not my most played game, but one of them. And I'll say, and no, it's not my favorite game, but it's a great experience. It's a real good game. And as a grader, that's a great compliment. There are very few great games, and I don't really know of a perfect game, in my opinion, that exists. But it's a real good game. And, you know, I prefer the strategic level when I'm playing a war game. A lot of people think that's odd too, because a lot of people that know me know that I went for a few years there in really learning and getting into advanced squad leader, not because I love the tactical sense of it, but I just wanted to appreciate it and know it. But I haven't played ASL in 3 years, other than the starter kits and showing people how to play in the starter kits. I have played those. So I much prefer the strategic level or operational level, because I do think when you get real rules heavy in a tactical game, it breaks immersion. This game is right at about, it's a simple game, and right about the right rules heaviness on the tactical side to keep immersion flowing well. And that's what I love. Just want to share it with you. There's even you can even play it as an RPG. There's rules for RPG rules as a time master rules there instead of the game master rules. But if you have the opportunity, check it out. Play it. Give it a chance. Decent game. Time tripper. Everyone should try it once. It's a great game. All right. I'm going to try to go fishing now. Y'all have a great day. See ya.